Time now for our international press review in the papers. James Creedon, the man in the chair today, and I imagine Gaza dominating still.
It is indeed, Mark. It's in all the papers dominating the press, and we're going to focus on the humanitarian situation, but also, first of all, the difficulty in accessing Gaza. We have a look now at the Le Figaro, which tells us that yesterday a team of Arab doctors had to come into Gaza from Egypt through the tunnels that have been dug from the south of Gaza into Egypt.
This is doctors using the tunnels that have been used to smuggle arms and smuggle things into Gaza because of the crossings being blocked since... How many months is it now? It's
since, I think, October or November. And so these
tunnels being used by doctors.
Right, they're not just being used to smuggle goods. Doctors who are having difficulty in getting access to the Gaza
supplies,
Strip.
Essential treatment.
Yeah, medical treatment, and not just the medical treatment, but the people who have to administer that treatment also have to come in a sort of smuggled
doctors
fashion.
Putting themselves at great risk because these tunnels have actually been targeted by the Israeli troops, haven't they?
Right, well, 30, in this same article in Le Figaro, it says that 30 bombs were dropped on one of those tunnels yesterday near Rafah, I think, in the south of the Gaza Strip. So they're taking a huge risk in getting in there to help people in that humanitarian situation. Another group of people who are having difficulty accessing Gaza is, of course, journalists. I think there's a photo here in Libération of journalists perched up on a kind of a high ground overlooking the Gaza Strip because they can't actually gain access. Only journalists who are resident in the Strip are being allowed by the Israeli army to talk about it, to release footage about it.
And, of course, we've got people on all those points we're talking about there, but also we have people on the inside who, of course, are people who are resident in Gaza working for us, bringing us the latest information, of course.
Right,
but as you're rightly pointing out, foreign correspondents for all the news media around the world can't get into Gaza to report.
They can't get in. They're outside. They're on high ground overlooking, and this is what they have to do. And Libération, its front page, talks about exactly the thing that we were trying to find out more about, the humanitarian crisis. What journalists are having great difficulty bringing us details on. And in The Guardian, we have some details on that. They're telling us that families are trying to seek shelter in schools under the UN flag, hoping that the UN flag will in some way prevent the Israeli army from seeing it as a target, because mosques, homes, it seems that there is nothing that is off limit for the Israeli army at the moment. There have been radio addresses to Gazan people saying your homes are not safe. If you are supporting Hamas, we will bomb your homes. So people are leaving their homes en masse, something that wasn't seen in 2005, that wasn't seen in 2001. There is fear everywhere. And in Le Monde, there's another... Le Monde is bringing us information from blogs inside Gaza, because blogs are one sure way of getting information from the inside. And one snippet there is from the From Gaza blog. It took my father 5 hours to get a sack of rice yesterday, but one sack is not enough for the 11 members of my family. Just
indeed. And just to reinforce that, we get lots and lots of bloggers who send us information here at France 24, and on our website you can get lots of information about what's happening, what people are saying about the situation in Gaza, of course, on our website, france24.com. James.
Now, very quickly, Barack Obama, a man who's been staying very silent and all that, perhaps he has other things in his mind. He's just moved to Washington, D.C., just getting settled in. Have a quick look at this photo of Sasha, his daughter, getting ready for her first day of school. That's in the Washington Post. The New York Times tells us that he's preparing a neighbourhood ball for the inauguration night, where he's going to invite lots of people, local Washingtonians. Over 60% of Washingtonians are in fact black, so their first black African-American president. That'll be a novelty for a lot of people in Washington, D.C., and it'll make a big contrast to George Bush's inauguration in 2005. Have a look at this photo. He had eggs thrown at his car, his limousine. The limousine had to stop for 5 minutes on its way up Pennsylvania Avenue. I think the biggest protest since Nixon, when he was inaugurated, when he had his inauguration during the Vietnam War. And usually, basically, the president walks up Pennsylvania Avenue, and George Bush couldn't do that. So
armoured vehicle.
I think we're going to see a big contrast this 20th of January.
No excuse for that. Thank you very much, James, for that international press review. And of course, we'll keep up to date with everything that happens here on France 24. Stay with us.
Despite calls for a ceasefire, Gaza continues to plunge into war. Our correspondents on the ground will give you insights on the military, humanitarian and diplomatic aspects of this conflict. You can also watch the French president's visit to the region in his bid to stop the escalation in violence. All of this in our special reports and news bulletins. Ask any questions directly to our correspondents on our website, france24.com. Every hour, on the hour, get the latest on the situation in Gaza and the region here on France 24.